The lights in the hall dimmed to a soft glow. The hologram faded from Earth's blue marble. Elena stepped down from the podium. Her shoes made no sound on the smooth floor. She walked back to her seat without looking back. The humans around her sat straight. Their eyes stayed calm. Vexthar moved to the center again. His 4 arms hung loose now. His shimmering skin looked duller under the low light. He cleared his throat. The translators carried the small sound everywhere. "We have seen many bones," he said. "We have seen breaks. We have seen scars. We have seen healing. The human claim's persistence wins. We will test that claim with one final view." He raised one upper arm. The hologram bloomed large. It showed a single bone, a human femur, ancient, yellowed with age. Thick lines of old breaks ran across it. New bone twisted around each one. The shaft bent slight. The joint ends showed rough arthritis from years of uneven walking. "This bone," he said, "comes from your distant past. 1,000 years old. The owner broke it twice. One break high near the hip, one low near the knee. Both healed, both crooked. The leg shortened. The gait changed forever. Yet wear marks show this person walked far, carried heavy loads, hunted, traveled across ice and stone." Delegates leaned in. Some adjusted viewing lenses. Others whispered quick translations. Vexthar zoomed closer. The callus layers showed clear. One break older, one newer. The bone kept growing thicker, stronger in strange ways. He spoke softer now. This human did not stop. The pain must have been constant. The limp must have slowed every step. Yet the bone tells us the truth. Miles walked. Miles hunted. Miles lived long enough to leave children. The body refused the easy rest. It chose the hard road. It chose more days. The hall stayed silent. No clicks, no hisses, no low hums. Only the faint buzz of the hologram lights. Vexthar changed the image. A second femur appeared. Younger but similar. Breaks in the same places. Healed wrong. Arthritis thick. The wear patterns matched the first one exactly. "Another one," he said. "Same life, same struggle, same refusal, different person, same result. They all walked, they all endured." Slide after slide appeared. Human bones from caves, from plains, from frozen ground, all showed the same story. Compound fractures, reset badly, fused at odd angles, joints worn to bone on bone, spines curved from heavy loads, hands missing fingers, yet still gripped tools, legs shortened, yet still carried weight across continents. Vexthar let the images cycle slow. Each bone told its quiet tale. Each one said the same thing. We hurt, we mended, we moved on, we outlived the pain. He stopped the cycle. The last image stayed. A child-sized femur, tiny break near the knee. New bone wrapped it clean. The child grew, the legs straightened enough. The child ran, played, hunted with parents. The break became just a faint line inside strong bone. Even the young, he said, learned refusal. The pain taught them early. They carried the lesson forward. Vexthar turned to face the audience. His compound eyes swept the rows. No smug curl remained on his mouthparts. His voice came steady and low. Your laughter came from seeing weakness. You saw tiny arms. You saw long teeth. You saw slow bodies. You saw ugly scars. You called them failures. Now look again. Those tiny arms held prey down. Those long teeth tore flesh. Those slow bodies outweighed ice. Those ugly scars marked victories. The weak did not survive. The stubborn did. He paused long. The silence grew deeper. Your species, he continued, dies clean. One flaw, one wound. The line ends quick. Earth's species die hard. They drag themselves forward. They patch. They limp. They breed. They fill the graves of the perfect ones. Delegates shifted. Some looked down at their own smooth limbs, some touched hidden old injuries, some stared at the human femur still glowing above. Vexthar raised both upper arms slow. We mocked the past. We saw trash. We were wrong. The fossils are not mistakes. They are proof. Proof that persistence carves deeper than perfection. Proof that refusal outlasts efficiency. Proof that Earth built something stronger than clean design. He lowered his arms. The hologram dimmed but did not vanish. The bent femur stayed like a quiet sentinel. Humans, he said, are not the first stubborn ones. They are the latest. The newest model, forged in the same fire that shaped the scarred Tyrannosaurus, the limping mammoth, the blind shark, the broken trilobite. Every bone in your museums, every scar in your rock layers, every healed wound in your ice, led here, to beings who sit among us now, who listen to mockery, who answer with truth. No one moved. The air felt thick with new understanding. Vexthar stepped back from the podium. He bowed once, slow and deep. All 6 mouthparts closed tight. No grin, no triumph, only respect. Elena stood last. She did not climb the steps. She stayed in her place. Vexthar, across the hall. She nodded once. Small, clear. The hall understood. No more words needed. The laughter was gone. The silence carried weight. The symposium AI spoke calm. The presentation concludes. Delegates may reflect. No one rose right away. Some stayed seated, staring at the dim hologram. Some talked in low voices. Others simply sat, thinking of bones, of scars, of refusal. Outside the grand hall, stars burned cold. Worlds spun, efficient and clean. Earth turned stubborn and scarred, carrying its latest children forward, one limping step after another. The fossils no longer laughed. They whispered their long truth, and the galaxy listened. Elena returned to the podium. The silence in the hall felt thick, like deep water. She touched the controls. The hologram brightened again. It showed a long row of bones from different times and places. All carried the same marks of hard survival. She spoke in her calm, clear voice. "Look at this pattern," she said. "One break after another. One fight after another. One sickness after another. Yet the bones kept growing new parts. They kept moving. They kept living. Earth turned damage into strength. The first slide stayed. A Tyrannosaurus vertebra, cracked down the middle. New bone bridged the gap. The spine bent but held. The animal still lifted its huge head. It still snapped at prey. "Broken back," she said. "Most creatures would drag and die. This one stood tall again. It hunted for years after." Next slide. An Allosaurus arm. Bone snapped near the shoulder. New growth twisted around the old break. The arm hung shorter. It still clawed. It still grappled. It still killed. Continued. No fine control left. The predator adapted. It used body weight. It pinned prey. It survived. She moved fast now. Slide after slide. Bones flashed quick. A velociraptor foot, crushed toes fused stiff. New claws grew crooked. The foot still ran. It still kicked. It still hunted in packs. Crushed foot, she said. Speed dropped. The pack kept it alive. It kept contributing. It kept passing genes. A Stegosaurus plate. Thick bite mark. New bones sealed the hole. The plate warped. The tail still swung. The spikes still pierced. Bitten plate, she said. Half the defense gone. The animal still fought off attacks. It still grazed. It still bred. Delegates watched without blinking. Some took fast notes. Others sat frozen, their earlier smirks gone. Their faces showed new lines of thought. Elena showed sea creatures now. A plesiosaur neck vertebra, crushed from side impact. New bone grew thick. The neck shortened. The animal still swam. It still caught fish. It still fed. Said, Grace lost, power remained. It still hunted deep waters. A trilobite shell, fragment missing. New shell grew over the gap. A body still crawled. It still burrowed. It still molted many times. Missing piece, she said, shell weaker. The trilobite still escaped predators. It still laid eggs. It still filled oceans for millions of years. Vexthar stood rigid at the side. His lower arms twitched once. His eyes followed every bone, every scar, every repair. Elena kept the pace steady. Slide, slide, slide. A saber-toothed shoulder, deep gouge from horn. New bone filled it thick. The shoulder rolled stiff. The cat still pounced. It still crushed throats. Gouged shoulder, she said. Balance off. Strength stayed. It still fed young. It still ruled plains. A giant sloth pelvis, cracked wide. New bone fused it tight. The hips sat uneven. The animal still climbed. It still reached high leaves. It still walked far. Cracked pelvis, she said. Pain with every step. It still moved. It still ate. Lived long. The pattern built. Delegates saw it clear now. No single bone told the full story. Together they shouted the same message. Earth rewarded the stubborn. The ones that patched themselves up. The ones that refused the easy end. She showed mass extinction times now. Layers of rock with bones, before and after. Great die-offs, left few survivors. Those few carried the worst scars, yet they walked out. They bred. They filled empty lands. After the asteroid, she said, tiny mammals left, broken legs, twisted spines, infected teeth. They crawled from ruins. They ate what others could not. They slept through cold. They woke and kept going. After ice ages, she continued, herds thinned. The strong died fast. The starred ones limped on. They found hidden grass. They sheltered young. They passed the hard lessons in blood. Vexthar clicked his mandibles loud once. The sound cut sharp. No one turned to him. All eyes stayed on the hologram. Elena faced the audience directly. The flawless, she said. When flaw appears, the body fails. The line ends. Earth favors the flawed. When flaw appears, the body fights. The line thickens. She brought up a final series. Quick images of modern Earth animals. Wolf with missing paw, still ran with pack, still hunted, still led. Bear with blind eye, still fished, still fought, still raised cubs. Shark with half jaw, still bit, still swam, still ruled seas. Missing parts, she said. No rest, no mercy, no surrender. They kept moving, they kept eating, they kept breeding. Then she paused. The hologram dimmed slightly. She looked straight at Vexthar. Your clean, efficient species vanish when hit hard, she said. One strike, one flaw, one bad season, they disappear. Earth's messy, stubborn species take the hits. They heal wrong, they limp, they scar, they endure, they fill every corner, they outlast stars. The hall held its breath. Delegates felt the weight. No laughter remained, no smug nods, only quiet thought. Elena touched one last control. Hologram showed Earth from space. Blue, green, brown. A small world. Full of scars. Full of life. Full of persistence. This planet, she said, did not build perfection. It built refusal. It built the will to continue when everything says stop. That will forged every bone you mocked. That will shaped the humans who sit here now. She stepped back. The image stayed. A quiet blue marble turning slow. No one clapped. No one spoke. The truth settled like dust after storm. Vexthar moved forward, his steps slow, his voice low. We have seen the pattern, he said. We will see what it means for the present. The lights shifted. The next moment waited. Elena stood at the podium again. The hall stayed quiet now. The laughter had died completely. She touched the controls. The hologram shifted to show the Tyrannosaurus femur close up. The thick callus wrapped the old break like a knot in wood. This bone tells a story, she said. The animal broke its leg. It could not run. It could not hunt right away. Pain would have stopped most creatures. This one did not stop. It rested. It ate what it could find. It waited. The leg healed wrong, but it healed. It walked again. It killed again. It lived years after the break. She changed the image. An Allosaurus rib cage appeared. 3 ribs snapped clean. New bone grew thick across the gats. The chest looked lumpy. The animal had fought something big, something with claws or teeth. 3 broken ribs, she continued. Breathing hurt every breath. Moving hurt more. It still chased prey. It still ate enough to grow. It bred. It passed its genes. The injury slowed it. It never stopped it. Delegates shifted, leaned forward, their eyes fixed on the bones. No one spoke yet. Elena kept going. She showed a triceratops frill. One side cracked deep. New bones sealed the split. The horn on that side grew shorter. It twisted. The animal still charged. It still fought off predators. The frill still protected the neck enough. Broken frill, she said, half useless. Yet the creature survived battles. It lived to old age. Scars covered its body. Each scar meant one more fight won, one more day gained. She switched to a mosasaur jaw. The bone showed old infection. A tooth socket filled with smooth new growth. The infection had eaten deep. The jaw narrowed there. The bite weakened. The animal still caught fish. It still swam fast enough. It still fed its young. Infection almost killed it, she said. The body fought back. It walled off the rot. It kept going. Your perfect forms die from one bad tooth. Earth's forms turn infection into just another day. A low murmur started in the back rows. Some Clythians clicked. Mandibles softly. Zorath tentacles stilled. Vren's skin colors shifted. Slower. Elena did not pause. She brought up a saber-toothed cat skull. Abscess in the upper jaw. Bone grew over the hole. The tooth next to it fell out. New bone bridged the gap. The bite stayed strong enough to kill. Abscess, she said. Pain for months, maybe years. The cat still hunted. It still brought down bison. It still fed cubs. The jaw never looked pretty. It worked. She moved to a mammoth's shoulder blade. Deep gouge from a predator claw. New bone filled the trench. The scar ran long. The shoulder sat lower. The leg moved stiff. Yet tracks showed the mammoth walked thousands of miles after. Claw wound, she continued. It limped. It favored one side. It still migrated. It still found food. It still lived through winters that killed healthier ones. The murmur grew. Delegates whispered to each other. Some took hollow notes. The smug looks faded. Faces showed confusion. Some showed respect. Elena showed more. A ceratopsian. Horn base. Broken clean off. New horn grew from the stump. It came in crooked. It stopped halfway. The animal still locked horns with rivals. It still protected its herd. Broken horn, she said. Half the weapon gone. The fight still happened. The herd still survived. The genes still passed on. She changed to smaller bones now. A tiny theropod finger. Phalanges crushed. New bone fused them stiff. The claw could not bend. The hand looked clubbed. The animal still climbed. It still caught insects. It still lived long. Crushed finger, she said. No fine grip left. It adapted. It used the other hand. It survived. Vexthar stood at the side. His arms stayed folded tight. His compound eyes followed each image. His mandibles clicked once, quiet and slow. Elena looked at him, then back at the audience. Earth did not pick the fastest, she said. It did not pick the strongest. It picked the ones that refused to quit. The broken ones, the scarred ones, the ones nature tried to kill again and again. Breathing, they kept eating, they kept breeding. She showed a series now, quick flashes of bones from different times, different creatures. All showed the same thing. Healed breaks, fused joints, regrown parts, thick calluses, ugly repairs. All still used, all still worked. Each injury, she said, was a test. Most failed, some passed. The passers left bones, the failures left nothing. Your clean designs leave few fossils, because when they break, they die. Earth's messy designs leave mountains of bones, because when they break, they live. The hull felt colder now, the blue lights seemed dimmer. Delegates sat very still, some looked at their own limbs, some touched old scars under clothes. Elena brought up one last image for this part, a human arm bone from long ago. The forearm showed a spiral fracture. New bone twisted around the old break. The arm looked bent, the elbow sat wrong. Yet the bone showed wear from years of heavy use after. This one, she said, belonged to a hunter. He fell. He snapped. His arm. He set it himself with sticks and hide. It healed crooked. He kept hunting. He kept carrying kills. He kept feeding his people. The arm never straightened. It never stopped working. She stepped back from the podium. The hologram stayed frozen on the bent human bone. You laugh at inefficiency, she said. You call it failure. Look closer. Inefficiency with persistence beats perfection without it, every time. No one moved. No one laughed. No one spoke. The silence stretched long and heavy. Elena walked down the steps. She returned to her seat. The humans around her nodded once, small movements, full of quiet pride. Vexthar stepped forward again. His voice came softer now. We have seen the human view, he said. We will look deeper. We will see if persistence truly wins, or if it merely delays the end. The lights brightened slightly. The next part waited. The delegates settled back into their seats after Elena spoke. The blue lights dimmed slightly. The air felt heavier now. No one laughed anymore. Vexthar returned to the podium. His movements looked stiff, his forearms folded tight against his chest. He cleared his throat. The sound came out sharp through the translators. We have heard the human view, he said. It is interesting, yet it changes nothing. The fossils still show poor design, broken bodies, weak structures. Nature threw away better forms long ago. Earth kept the scraps. He raised one upper hand. The hologram shifted back to the Tyrannosaurus image. This time he zoomed in on the tiny arms. Look, he said. Useless. Limbs that serve no purpose, a waste of bone, muscle, energy. The creature could not even scratch its own back. How is that survival? How is that strength? A Zorath delegate raised a tentacle. May I add? She asked. Vexthar nodded. The hologram moved to show the saber-toothed cat again. The fangs, he said through his translator. Too long, too thin. They snap under pressure. The jaw cannot close with full force. The animal starves if one tooth breaks. Nature gave it death in its own mouth. Laughter returned, soft at first. A few Clithians tapped their legs in rhythm. Others hissed low chuckles. The sound spread like wind through dry leaves. Vexthar waved again. A new image appeared. A mammoth with huge curved tusks. The tips were worn flat. The ivory showed deep grooves from years of digging through snow and ice. See this, he continued. Tusks so heavy they'd bend the neck. Tusks used to shovel frozen ground. Yet the beast still starves in bad winters. The teeth wear out. The body fails. The design is clumsy. A joke. More laughter now. Delegates pointed at the image. Some mimicked the mammoth with exaggerated slow steps. Others pretended to shovel with invisible tusks. The hall filled with mocking sounds. Elena sat in her seat. Her face stayed calm. She watched every move Vexthar made. She noted which images drew the loudest laughs. Her fingers rested light on her datapad. Vexthar turned to the audience. His voice grew louder. Earth's past is full of these errors. Giant birds with useless wings. Swimming lizards with necks too long to hunt well. Plants that ate insects yet still died from lack of light. All failures. All proof that random change makes trash. A Vren delegate stood. His skin flashed green and gold in excitement. He pointed at the mammoth image. That creature needed hair so thick It could not run from cold winds. Yet when the ice left, it died. The fur became a trap. Nature punishes bad choices. Yes, Vexthar said. Nature punishes. Earth kept the punished ones. Humans came from those punished lines. That explains much. The laughter peaked. Delegates slapped seats. Some rolled side to side in joy. Others wiped tears from multiple eyes. The sound echoed off the high ceiling. Vexthar let it go on for a long moment. Then he raised both upper arms for silence. Quieted slowly. We must be fair, he said. Let us look at healing. The humans claim it proves strength. Let us see the truth. The hologram changed. A triceratops skull appeared. One horn was broken off. Half the frill was cracked, yet new bone grew over the wound. Vexthar zoomed close. Healing, yes, he said, but at what cost? The new bone is thick, ugly, it changes the shape. The animal fights worse after. Each injury makes it weaker, not stronger. He switched to another image. An ankylosaurus tail club. The armor plates showed old bites. Deep scars ran across the back. New plates grew crooked. The tail hung lower than normal. Injury after injury, he said. The body tries to fix itself. It never returns to perfect form. It limps, it slows, it dies sooner. Your persistence is just slow death stretched out. The delegates nodded. Many murmured agreement. Some took notes on glowing pads. The mood shifted from pure mockery to smug certainty. Vexthar paced slowly. His lower arms gestured at the human section. You sit quiet now, he said. You see the record? You know it mocks you. Your ancestors were not heroes. They were stubborn mistakes. Nature could not kill fast enough. A few humans shifted in their seats. One man clenched his fist. Another woman stared hard at the floor. Elena stayed still. Her eyes never left Vexthar. He stopped pacing. He faced her directly. Dr. Reyes, he said. You showed healed bones. You spoke of refusal to die. Yet refusal is not victory. It is delay. The efficient forms win. They breed faster. They spread wider. They last longer. Earth's way is the way of losers who refuse to lose cleanly. He turned back to the audience. Shall we continue, he asked, or have we seen enough of this comedy? Voices rose. Yes, continue, show more. Laughter mixed with the words. The delegates leaned forward, eager for the next joke. Vexthar smiled wide. His mandibles spread in 6 directions. Very well, he said. Let us look at the slowest failure of all. Flickered. A new creature appeared. A giant armadillo-like beast covered in thick armor. Plates overlapped like roof tiles. The legs were short. The body low to the ground. It moved one slow step at a time. Doedicarus, he announced. Armor so heavy it could barely walk. Tail club too large for quick swings. Built like a fortress that could not run from anything. When predators came, it stood still. It died still. The perfect defense became the perfect grave. The hall exploded in laughter. Delegates slapped each other. Some fell from their seats rolling on the floor. Others clapped all available limbs. The sound crashed like waves. Vexthar waited until it died down. Then he spoke one last time before stepping aside. Earth's past is not a story of heroes. It is a warning. A list of what never should have been. Yet those mistakes walked on. They bred. They left bones for us to laugh at. And from those bones came the humans who now sit among us. He bowed slightly. All 6 mouthparts curved up in triumph. The stage waited for the next speaker. No one moved right away. The laughter faded into quiet chuckles. The delegates wiped their eyes. They looked satisfied. Elena stood again. She walked forward without hurry. She climbed the steps once more. She placed her datapad down. She looked out at the faces still wet from laughing. She touched the controls. The hologram changed. Not to a new failure, but to the same Tyrannosaurus bone she showed before. The callus thick and ugly. The break healed wrong. Yet the animal lived on. She began to speak again. Her voice cut through the leftover chuckles like a blade through silk. You laugh at the scars, she said. You call them ugly. You say they weaken. Yet every scar on that bone means one more hunt, one more meal, one more chance to breed. You see failure, I see proof. The hall grew quiet again. The delegates stopped moving. They watched her hands on the controls. They watched the images appear, one by one. Raise her voice. She did not point. She simply showed. And the showing continued. The grand hall of the Galactic Xenobiology Symposium glowed with soft blue light from floating orbs. Aliens from 100 worlds sat in curved rows. Their compound eyes glittered. Their tentacles swayed gently. The air smelled of ozone and strange spices. Dr. Vexthar stood at the center podium. He was tall and thin. His skin shimmered like oil on water. 4 arms moved in perfect rhythm as he spoke. His voice came through every translator in the room, clear and sharp. Today we examine the planet called Earth, he said. We look at its ancient life forms. We study its so-called evolutionary history. The delegates leaned forward. Some clicked mandibles in excitement. Others hummed low approval. Vexthar raised one hand. A huge hologram appeared above him. It showed a massive creature with powerful legs, tiny front arms, and huge jaws. Teeth like knives filled its mouth. The image turned slowly for all to see. This is what they call Tyrannosaurus Rex, Vexthar said. The hall, soft at first, then louder. Clithians slapped their thighs with lower hands. Zorath hissed amusement. The sound bounced off the walls. Seats. Some rolled in their chairs. He showed more. A bird with teeth. A fish with armor too thick. A reptile with plates that blocked its own neck. Each new image brought fresh waves of laughter. Vexthar paced as he spoke. His voice rose with mock pity. Earth's past is a museum of failure, he declared. Over and over nature made mistakes. Over and over those mistakes walked, ate, bred, died. The survivors were luck, not skill. The dominant species now calls itself human. Yet look what came before. Look and weep for wasted potential. A small group of humans sat near the back. They wore plain gray suits. Their faces stayed calm. No one spoke. One woman watched the hologram with steady eyes. Her name was Dr. Elena Reyes. She held a datapad in her lap. Her fingers did not move. Vexthar turned to the audience, his upper arms spread wide. We Clithians, we Zorath, we Vren, we all rose through clean design, efficient forms, perfect adaptation. Earth's record mocks that truth. It shows us what happens, without guidance, without sense, without mercy. He paused for effect. The laughter faded into smug silence. Delegates nodded to each other. Some whispered quick agreements in their own tongues. Then Vexthar pointed at the human section. See these quiet ones, he said. They come from that broken world. They claim greatness. They say their ancestors fought through ice and fire, yet the fossils tell another story. The fossils laugh at them too. He clicked his mandibles in what passed for a grin. Shall we pity them, he asked, or shall we simply study them as curiosities? A final chuckle rolled through the crowd. Elena Reyes stood slowly. She walked to the side aisle. No one noticed at first. Vexthar saw her. He tilted his head in curiosity. The human female requests the podium, the symposium AI announced in calm tones. Vexthar hesitated, then stepped aside with a graceful wave. One arm gestured toward the speaker pad. Elena climbed the short steps. She placed her datapad down, looked out at the sea of alien faces. No fear showed in her eyes. She touched the controls. The hologram flickered, then it steadied. A new image appeared. A Tyrannosaurus bone, thick callus, wrapped a break. The fracture had healed crooked, but strong. She began to speak. Her voice was quiet, yet it carried to every corner of the hall. This bone belonged to a predator, much like the one you laughed at, she said. It broke in battle, it healed, it hunted again, it killed again. It lived long enough to leave this mark. The hall grew still. No one laughed. Elena touched the pad again. Another bone appeared. Shattered ribs fused at odd angles. A missing eye socket rimmed with new bone growth. This animal fought with half its face gone, she continued. It still brought down prey. It still ate. It still bred. The delegates shifted in their seats. Some leaned closer. She did not smile. She did not gloat. She simply showed one image after another. Each told the same story. Sheer refusal to quit. Vexthar watched from the side. His compound eyes narrowed. The smug curl of his mouth parts faded. Elena kept going. Her words stayed simple. Her tone never rose. Yet every being in the room felt the weight of what she revealed. Earth did not reward perfection, she said. Earth rewarded persistence. The inefficient, the broken, the scarred, they kept going. They outlasted the perfect ones. The hall stayed silent now. Even the hum of translators seemed softer. Elena looked straight at Vexthar. Your efficient species die cleanly, she said. Earth's never learned how. She stepped back from the podium. The hologram froze on the last image. A single human thigh bone, ancient, healed fractures, arthritis from years of hard walking, still carried its owner across frozen plains. No one spoke. No one moved. The first part of understanding had begun.